Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that's pretty much guaranteed to make your mouth water. I mean, if there's one thing that is unmistakably rooted in Indian culture, it's an absolute love for mithai. Sweets aren't just an afterthought here. They're an essential, vibrant part of everyday life. From grand festive occasions and milestone celebrations to, just those simple, quiet afternoon cravings, traditional desserts hold a very special place in every single household. Over the centuries, several iconic halwai shops have built these incredible legacies, carefully passing down highly guarded recipes from one generation to the next. And a lot of these historic establishments carry stories that are just as rich as their flavors. But amongst all these legendary names scattered across the country, a really fascinating historical puzzle emerges.
So that brings us to the ultimate culinary question: which is truly the oldest sweet shop in India? Now, you might be thinking a quick search of the archives would give us a definitive date and location, right? Well, the answer actually isn't that straightforward. You see, the mystique here lies in the fact that India simply doesn't have officially documented historical records confirming a singlest oldest sweet shop. There's no ancient master ledger from centuries past that settles the debate once and for all. Instead, the history is kept alive through generational storytelling, word of mouth, and most importantly, the unbroken continuation of flavor. It's a true culinary mystery, woven right into the very fabric of the country's food heritage.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the Agra Contender, a legacy etched in time.
We're heading to a city famous worldwide for its history, Agra. When most of us think of Agra, our minds immediately go to its famous monuments, right? But it's also a bustling hub of incredibly rich culinary heritage. This is a city that understands how to preserve the past, reaching right into its kitchens and bustling street corners. Enter the primary contender in our sweet mystery, Bhagat Halwai. Now, this isn't just a shop. It's a name deeply tied to traditional sweet making for generations. In all the debates surrounding India's oldest sweet shop, Bhagat Halwai stands out as a massive pillar of Agra's food culture. It's an establishment that hasn't just survived the passage of time, it has completely thrived by remaining a crucial part of the city's identity. 1795. Just take a second to let that sink in. The origins of Bhagat Halwai are traced all the way back to the late 18th century. That is well over 200 years of continuous operation. Now, as we noted earlier, official historical documentation from that era is pretty limited. You're obviously not going to find a municipal permit from 1795 framed on the wall. However, the shop's remarkably long-standing reputation and deep legacy, referenced from generation to generation, strongly supports its claim. It has weathered empires, shifting eras, and literally centuries of change, all while keeping its fires burning. Moving on to Section 2. A legacy of flavor, preserving North Indian essence. Surviving for over 200 years isn't just about good luck. It's about delivering a product that people fundamentally crave, decade after decade. While the culinary world is constantly pushing to adapt, fuse, and modernize with changing trends, Bhagat Halwai just refuses to play that game. Instead of chasing the latest fads, their true secret to massive longevity is their strict refusal to adapt to passing trends. They focus entirely on mastering the old, perfectly preserving authentic traditional flavors and old-style mithai preparation. It's remarkable consistency, proving that while the world outside the shop's doors might completely transform, the flavors inside definitely don't have to. So what should you actually eat when you get there? Well, the shop is famous for its range of classic North Indian mithai, all crafted using those tightly held traditional recipes. The absolute must-try items? You've got their melt-in-your-mouth peda, perfectly round ladoo, incredibly rich barfi, and a whole array of sweets drenched in pure daisy ghee. Just imagine the rich, authentic preparation that goes into these, using age-old sweet-making techniques to ensure every single bite is incredibly fresh and deeply flavorful. For visitors, your absolute best strategy is to just put together a mixed box, the whole shebang. Trying a variety gives you the complete experience of its legacy flavors, allowing you to taste the subtle craftsmanship in each different type of mithai. All right, let's look at Section 3, planning your visit. Taste the history. So, how do you actually connect this 18th century origin story to a modern-day trip to Agra? Well, Bhagat Halwai offers visitors a chance to experience a living piece of history. And it really all comes down to timing. If you want the absolute peak energy, visit during festivals and peak tourist seasons. The shop is buzzing with lively activity, and they're constantly rolling out freshly prepared sweets. But if you prefer a quieter experience where you can get your hands on the very first, freshest batches of the day, early mornings are absolutely your best bet to avoid the crowds. And honestly, because Agra attracts visitors throughout the year, you can really drop by anytime.
The shop stays busy on most days, particularly around those popular sightseeing hours. And let's be real, it's always a good time for mithai.
Ultimately, a place like Bhagat Hawaii hits the nail on the head with this pretty powerful truth. Some sweet traditions are timeless, carrying their flavor across centuries. This establishment isn't just selling desserts, it is brilliantly illustrating the preservation of Indian heritage. The legacy of Bhagat Hawaii lies in its rare ability to fiercely hold on to age-old techniques while remaining completely relevant and beloved across countless generations. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, but I want to turn it over to you. Looking at that incredible 1795 legacy, it really makes you realize the power of food, doesn't it? So, what traditional sweet would you travel for? Is there a childhood flavor, a historic shop, or a regional specialty that you would cross oceans or continents just to taste one more time? Keep exploring the culinary history around you. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay curious.